Hello，你哋大家好，我係思思啊。今日咧就我哋大家講下 D7，即係 D7嘅簽訂。咁其實我之前咧都講過即係講解過 D7㗎啦。咁咧，但係今日咧我就想做一個 refresher course，即係重溫一下咧對 D7 嘅認知。咁其實咧好多朋友咧最近咧都聯絡我啦，就詢問我咧關於 D7嘅嘢。咁坊間咧有啲人咧就報咗啲不盡不實嘅報導，就講關於 D7嘅。咁咧唔需要我講，我哋就揾個律師佢自己影就解釋俾你聽，究竟係咩 D7啦。咁我哋咧就揾咗我哋相熟嘅律師啦，卡羅先生咧就係詳細地解釋你哋嘅問題，我哋同埋答案。咁唔需要信任何人哋嘅嘢，就信律師本土葡萄牙律師嘅嘢啦。OK， 好，我哋開始去片。仲有唔好忘記俾個 follow， 俾個 like 或者留下言，咁啊幫下我哋呢個小 channel 大家一齊成長啦。再見。
Hi everybody, my name is Carlos de Souza and I'm a Portuguese lawyer, and today I'm here to talk about the nominated D7 visa. Most of the people, they know this D7 visa as a passive income and request this kind of visa as long as they fulfill some requirements. Okay. Most of the people that request the D7 visa, they have to prove they have some income, and the income can be provided by rentals, properties, or any other financial support they can have. The process starts in the Portuguese embassy of their own countries. They have to make a booking to the embassy, go there and request the application form and submit the documents to prove they have income to support themselves, financial supporting. Some people ask me what's the average of income they need to prove to the Portuguese embassy to request this kind of visa. Well, for the main applicant, at least you need about 10,000 euros a year. So after you submit the application and request the D7, you will be granted a sticker, a visa on your passport. And then, after you use this passport with the visa, you can travel to Portugal. Even you are a member of a country that does not need any kind of visa to travel, it's compulsory that you start the application on the Portuguese embassy in your own country. Otherwise, you will not be eligible to start application in Portugal. This is a very important issue. Second, once you get the visa and once you travel to Portugal, you have to make a booking to the immigration office to be granted the resident card. Once you provided the documents in embassy, most of the information they already have record, and you don't need to provide any other documents besides your passport and proof of address. Once you went to the immigration office and gathered all the documents, get the booking, you'll receive your card within 30 to 45 days at your home, or you can pick up at the service. So, going a little bit back again, it's very important to know the two major steps. First step and first thing to do is request the visa on the Portuguese embassy of your own country. That's where you start the application of the D7 visa. And only after you've been granted the visa, you can travel to Portugal and continue the process of applying and getting the resident card. Once you get the resident card, you have the same rights as any other resident card holder. So you can work in Portugal, you can study, you can do whatever you want, and the rights will be the same as any other resident card. The condition of staying in Portugal is a bit different from other programs like the Golden Visa. As you know, as I told in different videos before, the Golden Visa period of time to stay in Portugal, the requirements are very low, 7 days per year. But as a D7 holder, resident cards to the D7 holder, you have to stay in Portugal most of the time, because you have to live here and you cannot stay out of the country more than 6 months continuously, or 8 months with gap on the valid period of time since the card is issued until the valid of card is terminated. So you can renew the card after 1 year, and then will be after every 2 years. basically there's the same rules for the resident card. At this moment, there was some information that I gave before about the validity of the cards. The first card before was 1 year plus 2 and so on. Some cards, not all, some cards will be valid for 2 years plus 3 and so on. So basically the requirements is what I just told right now, and the conditions of staying in Portugal is exactly the same as any other resident card holder. I hope that I can make you understand of the conditions. So very important, start application in your own country. Second adult should be around 5,000 euros. So it means you have to add this income to the first applicant income. If you have 10,000 for the first applicant, and if you have a second adult, you have to add 5,000. It will be necessary 15,000 a year. Should be plus adding around 3,000 euros, more or less. Yes. It's also possible. So don't forget that you have to prove two things. If they are under 66 years old, you have to prove they are financially depending on you, and you also have to add your income to that adult. So plus 5,000. The income since the last year to the moment you submit. So when you go to the consulate to request a D7 visa, they are going to check 1 year back. They are checking 1 year back all your income, and they control and they check if you're still having this kind of income to request a D7. The income, as long as you prove that you have annual total amount of 10,000, you don't need to say that I have 10,000 euros a year. You can say that I have 1,000 euros per month or 800 something to reach the sum of 10,000 euros a year. Yes. Because as I told and explained in my video, the people that have applied the D7, they will have a normal resident card to stay and live in Portugal. And the requirements of staying out of Portugal are 6 months continuously or 8 months with gap on the period of the validation of the card. So they have to live here. Otherwise, they will have the same conditions as, for example, the golden visa, that just need to stay here for 7 days. Because the law does not mention how the minimum to stay here. The law mentions the maximum to stay out. Okay. One explanation about the requirements of staying in Portugal regarding the D7 visa or any other card, resident card holder, except the golden visa or student visa. During the validation of the cards, since the date they issue the card until the date that terminate the card, the holders of the D7 visa cannot go out of the country more than 6 months continuously or 8 months with gap. It means not consecutive months. They have to check for the date of issue of the card until the date of the validity of the card terminates. This is the condition of staying. It's between these dates. Doesn't matter how long the card valid, if it's 1 year or 2 years. So as long as you don't stay out of the card 6 months continuously during the period of the validation of the card or 8 months with gap, you'll be eligible to renew the second and the third and go on cards. Does not mention like this. Nobody talks about 16 months. Everybody talks about 6 months out. So if you look into a 2 years period time of the validation of the card, if you go 6 months continuously, it means that you have to stay 18 months. You have to stay 18 months in Portugal. But if you have traveled several times and maximum is 8 months, it means you have to stay at least 16 months in the country. 7 is a normal resident card, and according to the law that starting this year, all the resident cards, with some exceptions, will be valid for 2 years, the first card, and the second card and third and so on will be valid for 3 years. You have to stay in Portugal at least, or 18 months if you go outside 6 months for any other country continuously. Yeah, 16 or 18 or 16. That's minimum requirements. You have to stay here. You have the right to go out, stay out for doing whatever you want, 6 months continuous or 8 months with gap on the period time of the validation of the card. So the income that people can provide to apply for the D7 visa is if they are retired, receiving money from the government, if they are receiving some rents or any other money from properties, whatever they receive monthly or annual to prove they have enough income, and if they have some, for example, some financial shareholders of something that are receiving some money from company, it's possible. Pension also can be one of the reasons too, as long as reach the amount of 10,000 euros of applicants. Normally, to prove the income, they have to prove the last year of supporting documents to show that the government that they have income from the last year. And as long as you prove to the government of Portugal you're applying for the D7, if you have a regular income during the year, for the last year, they check 1 year back, it will be good enough to prove your income. Information that I have from the Hong Kong Portuguese Embassy, normally they have an application form and they give you the list of the documents that they request to prove and it's necessary to apply for a D7. So as long as you have the list, it's up to you to hire a Hong Kong lawyer to help you to get these documents or to go with you. But normally the interview is done personally, so you have to book an interview with the embassy, submit the documents by yourself. The only conditions that someone goes to a different embassy from the country they are living is or the embassy is closed in their own country, or there's no embassy or consulate in their country, they have to go to the closest one, or unless there's a specific reason for that, they have family there or something, they have to prove the reason, otherwise they will send us to the embassy of the country they are living. Student visa is only given to university people that are coming to Portugal to university, and the process also starts in their country. They have to request access to university. Only based on university, as students they will apply and get the student visa. There's no other way.
To be their guardian.
Student visa is individual for the student only, and I don't believe that someone who's 18 years old that's going to university will need the parents to be as a someone take care.